Hello everyone, it's me, and I'm finally making that video that you've asked me to do for quite a while, taking it by the horns, as they say, and producing it for you. So I hope this is take one and that's it. So yoga, a wonderful recovery tool for those in continuous recovery. One that permits us to gather, to provide union, so yoga in Sanskrit meaning union, and if we know and understand that the opposite of addiction is not sobriety, it is connection, we're going to bring the breath, we're going to bring the body, we're going to bring our focus in using a practice such as yoga. And of course the yoga that I'm presenting to you is the yoga you had a little bit of an opportunity to try out in program, and this is my way of giving back to you the same practice that you did while you were in attendance. And so here it is. I'm not going to keep going more than just inviting you to take a chair like we did during your stay. So grab a chair, something that has space for you to move in, and have a mat and also have a block. And if not a block, a cushion, so that we can end our practice in a wonderful opportunity of letting go. So if you're here with me on your chair, we will begin. Yoga in the Ashtanga sense, simplified Ashtanga, very simplified so that anyone can do it. I might make a few suggestions for optionals, but otherwise I invite you to do it the way that I am offering it to you today, as a challenge for yourself to just have a very simple practice. Of course, if you want to try some of the options, then you can go ahead. Okay, on our chairs, here we go. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward over your legs. Inhale, head up only. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center and to your thighs. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward over your legs. Inhale, head up, lengthen your back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart center and to your thighs. Again, inhale. Exhale, over your legs. Inhale, head up only. Exhale, forward. Inhale, come up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart center and to your thighs. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, head up. Exhale. Inhale, come up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart center and to your thighs. Two more times. Inhale. Exhale, forward. Let your head drop. Inhale, head up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart center and to your thighs. And again, inhale. Exhale, forward. Inhale, head up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, come up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart center and to your thighs. And so now we stand up, we put our stool aside, and we continue, except this time we're standing. So here we go. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward over your legs. Inhale, head up only, tabletop. Exhale, forward. Inhale, come up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart center and to your sides. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, head up only. Exhale, forward. Inhale, come up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart center and to your sides. Again, inhale. Exhale, forward. Inhale, head up only, tabletop. Exhale, forward. Inhale, come up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center and to your sides. 3 more times. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, forward. Inhale, head up only. Exhale, forward. Inhale, rise up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart center and to your sides. 2 more. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, forward. Inhale, head up. Exhale, forward. Building up some heat. Inhale, come up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart center and to your sides. Again, last one. Inhale. Last one of this kind. Exhale, forward. Inhale, head up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, come up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart center and to your sides. So now, same thing, except now we're going to explore getting down on the floor. And so, here we are. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, head up, hands on your shins. Exhale, you're going to place your hands nice and big and wide on the floor to offer support, and you exhale down onto your hands and knees. You stay here for an inhale. Exhale, squeeze your elbows in to allow yourselves to come down onto your belly. Inhale, you're going to lift your shoulders off the floor, pressing your feet and pelvis into the floor. Exhale, you bring your shoulders back down. Inhale, press up onto all fours. You're going to curl those toes under at the back, and you're going to lift yourself into a downward dog. And so here you're going to either walk the dog. So walking your dog is bringing one heel at a time towards the floor, or you're going to bring both heels towards the floor. Now, none of these have to be that you have to have your heel on the floor. The idea is the intention is bringing your heels towards the floor. And your hands, they're pressing into the floor, but they're nice and open. Little bend in your elbows, little bend in your knees, nothing too stiff. You might be looking towards your ankles, maybe towards your knees, maybe towards your belly. And that's where you stay for 5 breaths. And I believe we're at 5 right now, and I forgot to put my mat on the floor. Inhale, look up. Exhale, a little bend in your knees. And here you're just going to walk. Challenge yourselves just to walk your feet towards your hands in a forward fold, and you stay here for the exhale. Inhale, hands on your shins, head up only into tabletop. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, you come up, rise up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart center and to your sides. And then you wait for the leader to put her mat on the floor. I guess the carpet for me was very comfortable. Okay, so here we go. We continue. We do 3 of those. We're at 2, meaning we've done 1, we've got 2 more. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands on your shins, head up. Exhale, place the hands nice and big and wide and bring yourself onto your hands and knees. You're going to stay here. You take an inhale. Exhale, squeeze your elbows in and bring yourselves onto your bellies. Inhale, press your feet into the floor and your pelvis into the floor, and you lift your shoulders up on an inhale. Into cobra, exhale all the way down. Inhale, press yourselves up onto all fours. Curl those toes under the back. Press the hands into the floor. Come up on your tiptoes, bringing your tailbone down and towards the back wall. And from here, you're going to try to see if you can bring those heels towards the floor, either together, or you're going to walk the dog, taking your time here. There's no rush, and we don't have to have this perfect, right? Your heels can be off the floor. A little bend in your elbows, not too harsh, not too stiff. Same thing with your knees, don't have to be hyperextended, just nice and soft, nice and easy. Feeling the weight of your hands, feeling the weight of your feet. And just upside down V, just breathing in and out, looking towards your knees, your ankles, your belly. And then on your next inhale, you look up gentle, careful with the back of your neck. Exhale, a little bend in your knees. Inhale, you're going to walk the feet towards the hands. You're going to stay here on the exhale. Inhale, you're going to lift your head up into a tabletop. Exhale, you fold forward. Inhale, you rise up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart center and to your sides. So we're getting warm here, and we continue. Last one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, head up only, tabletop. Exhale, place the hands on the floor and come onto your hands and knees. Tabletop on the floor, hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Take an inhale. Exhale, squeeze the elbows in, then come onto your belly.
Press the feet into the floor. Activate your knees off the floor. Press the pelvis into the floor. Lift your shoulders up. Inhale, exhale yourself down. Inhale, you're going to push yourself up onto your hands and knees. Curl those toes under the back. Press the hands into the floor, up onto your tiptoes. Curl your tailbone down and reach your tailbone for that back wall. So instead of lifting that tailbone, you curl that tailbone under, bringing it towards that back wall, looking towards your knees, maybe towards your belly, maybe bringing in that belly a little bit. Breathing in and out. Feeling the upside down V, feeling a little bit of oxygen-rich blood rushing to your head. Feels nice. Don't pass out on me. Good blood rushing to the brain. Feels good. Brings focus. And then on your next inhale, head up. Gentle, a little blend in your knees as you exhale. Walking your feet towards your hands on an inhale. And then exhale, stay here. Inhale, lift your head up, tabletop. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart center and to the sides. So that was our sun salutations. We did three sets, and one was coming to the floor. Okay, so now we're going to move into a forward fold. So for this forward fold, you bring your feet hip width apart. And on an inhale, so feet width apart, hip width apart, hands on your hips. I like to inhale and bringing my chest up. And as I exhale, forward fold, I tilt my pelvis forward. I bend my knees slightly so they're not too stiff. And I bring my back nice and straight as far as I can forward. This is where you can use a block. You can use a block underneath your shoulders here, hands underneath your shoulders, and using the block as high as you need it for your flexibility. And if you don't need it, then you're bringing your hands to the floor. And if you actually feel comfortable to do so as well, you bring and hook up your toes with your index, middle finger, and thumbs. So wherever you are, you take an inhale here, make yourselves long body, and on an exhale, you want to pull yourselves a little closer towards, head towards floor or nose towards your shin. Inhale, you lengthen, make your body nice and long, body and legs. Exhale, you want to pull yourselves a little closer. Inhale, lengthen that body, bringing those shoulder blades together at the back. Elbows are out. Exhale, nose towards your shin. Inhale, lengthen that body. Exhale, nose towards the shin or the head towards the floor. Inhale, last one. Exhale, pull. And then from here, you're going to let go of the effort. You're going to bring your hands towards your elbows. And it's a rag doll forward fold. And don't worry if you're higher up. If you're higher up, you can even leave your arms dangle, right? A little bend in your knees. Just enjoy that forward fold, using gravity to your benefit and just allowing you to hang. If you are a flexible person, though, you're holding onto your elbows, you can also just allow a little swing, really feeling it from the bottom of your spine and the top of your buttocks here, the ability to just let go of tension and flop forward. Like if you were a puppet whose string was cut and you just come dangling forward using gravity. It's pull to bring you forward and just hanging. So if you're swinging, you can swing the head too, but at one point you let it all go. No more swinging, just forward fold and just hanging. Breathing. And I guess enjoying. For me, it feels good. And then what you do is you let all go and you start to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, just slowly, no rush here. We're not trying to win a race. Just coming up to be our regular Homo sapiens selves that are more to be upright here. And you bring your feet together. Always finishing in Samastitihi. In Ashtanga Yoga, we call it Samastitihi, but we could also call it mountain pose. You just bring your shoulders down, your chin is in, chest is up, tailbone is down, and you just allow yourselves to be very solid like a mountain. So the next posture, you're going to tap your right leg, and you're going to step back with your right leg about 3 feet. Back foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Front foot is pointing forward. So you're kind of a bit at a 45-degree angle. Bring your hands on your hips, and you're going to scooch your right hip up into the air, the opposite one from the front leg, and then you're going to come forward over this front leg. We're keeping it very simple. Okay, this is a simplified Ashtanga. So you're going to bring the left forearm onto the left thigh, curling your tailbone under as you open yourselves up towards the ceiling, reaching the right hand towards the ceiling, and really feeling an opening here and also a nice lengthen on the side. Breathing here for 5, we're already at 4, and 3, looking towards the ceiling as though somebody was giving you a hand from the ceiling. So really reaching up, but also reaching down, so it's opposites. And 1, then on an inhale, you rise up. On the exhale, you're going to scooch that left leg, left foot towards the outside of that mat. You're going to bring the back toes forcing forward, and now you're going to lift your right hand opposite from the leg that's at the front. Lift up with that hand, and now somebody's pulling you forward, and you're reaching that right hand forward. You're going to bring that right forearm onto your left thigh, scooching your tailbone under, curling it under, and then lifting the left hand towards the left side. You're looking towards that left hand. Adjustments, options here. You could be bringing your hand to the floor. You could also be bringing your hand on a block. You could also be bringing your hand on the outside of that foot if you were flexible, pulling back on that left hip and opening that left hand towards the ceiling this time if you wanted. But again, these are options. But bringing that right forearm onto left thigh and just looking towards the left side with your hand, keeping all knees very soft, breathing in and out. Then on an inhale, you rise up. Then on an exhale in Ashtanga, we always finish our posture by coming back to Samasthiti, mountain pose. So again, taking an inhale here, and an exhale. And from this, we're going to step back with the next leg, so the opposite leg this time, left leg, we step back. Now I'm going to show you my backside. And so we have our left foot that is now parallel to the back of the mat. Front foot is pointing forward. Hands on our hips, 45 degrees we are. We're going to scooch the left hip up into the air, coming over our front leg, right leg, bringing again our right forearm onto our right thigh, simplified Ashtanga triangle pose, scooching that tailbone under and opening our left hand towards the ceiling, looking towards the ceiling like somebody was giving us a hand, and you can also be reaching down with the other hand. So these are options. You can also keep that forearm onto the thigh, but you can also be reaching down towards the floor and up towards the ceiling. 2 and 1. Then on an inhale, you rise up. Exhale, you're going to scooch the right foot towards the outside of the mat. Now you're going to bring that left toes pointing a little bit more forward. You're going to lift, and as you inhale, the left hand up. Exhale, you're going to come forward, like somebody's pulling you forward, straight back, and you're going to bring the left forearm onto your right thigh. And from here, scooching that tailbone under, you're going to look towards the right side, towards your right hand. Again, there's options here, keeping just very simplified like this is. Or if you want to use the block, you put your hand on the block. Maybe you have an opportunity then to open yourselves a little more, pulling back on that right hip. Or you could bring that left hand outside of the right foot, really pulling back on that right hip and opening yourselves for a nice twist. Hand towards ceiling. For pregnant people, this is not good. You don't want to be twisting pregnant, so you would be doing something very simple, like simply bringing your left forearm onto your right thigh, just looking sideways, and curling down the tailbone, so just very simple. On an inhale, you rise up, and on an exhale, you come and you step forward, finishing always in Ashtanga with the mountain pose Samastitihi. Okay, then the next one, we're going to open and we're going to step wide into a very wide-legged stance. So we call this the wide-legged forward fold. So on this one, you're going to take an inhale, hands on your hips. And as you exhale, a slight bend in your knees and you come forward, very straight back, and just tilting your pelvis forward. And you come as far as you can with a straight back. You don't want to be curling. You want to be keeping it nice and straight. This is where, again, can use our blocks. We can bring the hands underneath our shoulders onto a block. So whichever height you need for your flexibility. Or if you're quite flexible, bringing your hands to the floor. Or even more flexible, bringing your hands between your feet, closer to your feet. Elbows pressing into the inner calf here. So I'm going to do that one for those that want to do that, but otherwise hands right underneath your shoulders on a block is perfectly fine. So here we go. You inhale and you lengthen that body nice and long, back legs and body long, and on an exhale you bring yourselves head closer towards the floor. Inhale, lengthening, always a very nice, beautiful lengthen on an inhale, and an exhale there's a contraction. You bring yourselves closer. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, contract, closer. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, closer even. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. And then on your next inhale, you come up halfway. Exhale, you bring your hands towards your hips. Inhale, you rise up nice and slow so you don't pass out. Exhale, you stay here. Inhale, hands come out towards the sides. Exhale, hands come clasped together behind your bum. Inhale, pull down on the hands behind you. And then on an exhale, you come forward again, straight back, straight legs as far as you can, and you bring your hands off of your butt. So here's the choices. Here you can only have your hands a little bit off your butt, your bum, or you can start really pulling those hands over, bringing your head even closer towards the floor. And you could be quite high. That's all good. It's your own flexibility, a little bend in your knees. Or if you've got lots of flexibility more and more because you're doing this over and over again, you're bringing maybe your hands over to the other side because gravity is allowing you to do that now. And maybe the amount of ability now to rotate in your shoulder joints is progressing. You're having this ability now to do that. Otherwise, very much okay if your hands are just off your back and just off your bum, and just being pulled up a little to begin that stretching in the shoulders. And then on an inhale, it's going to be the head that rises up first this time. So on your inhale, you bring your head up, straight back, using your legs, really nice strong legs to bring yourself up to standing. And then always we finish our posture by stepping forward into Samastitihi, mountain posture. We take an inhale here and an exhale. And for this last posture that we're going to explore here, we're all going to step back with our right leg, just 1.5 feet, not very far. And it's going to be another forward fold over our front leg. So you're going to bring your hands, knuckles together like so, right in the middle of your back. And your back foot is about a 45, but not quite. And your hips are facing forward, okay, not open, forward. And you're going to inhale, pressing in the middle of the back with your knuckles. Elbows are out. And as you exhale, push with those knuckles in the middle of your back as you come over your front leg. So on this one, you want to also bring that left hip joint backwards and bringing your nose towards your knee or towards your shin. And from here, we're going to begin by pressing in the middle of the back and an inhale, and elbows are out. And on the exhale, you bring yourself a little closer towards your leg. Inhale, press in the middle of the back. Exhale, nose towards your shin or towards your knee or somewhere in the air. Inhale, press in the middle of the back. Exhale, come closer. Inhale, press in the middle of the back, elbows are out. Exhale, closer. Try to keep even weight on both feet. Inhale, press in the middle of the back, bringing yourself over that front leg. Exhale, nose the closest it's been so far. And now to come up, it's the head that rises up first, straight back, using your legs to bring you up on an inhale, and then exhale, finishing the posture by stepping forward, hands to the sides, mountain pose. Take an inhale and an exhale. And we're going to step back with our left leg this time, just 1.5 feet. Again, knuckles are going to come right in the middle of your back. Pressing in the middle of the back as an inhale, and chest comes up. And on an exhale, you push yourself forward, pulling back on that right hip joint. And then you come over that front leg. So you're not wanting to go in the middle of nowhere here. You want to come over that front leg. Even weight on both feet. So here we go. Elbows are out. Inhale. Exhale, nose closer towards knee or shin. Inhale, press. Elbows are out. Exhale, nose closer. Inhale, press. And again, we're not all the same flexibility. You might be here. Pressing, and exhale, nose a little closer. Inhale, press. Elbows are out. Exhale, nose a little closer. And last one, inhale, press in the middle of the back. Exhale, a little bit closer. And then on an inhale, you'll rise up with your head up first, head up first, head up first, head up first. And then exhale, you come hands to the sides, mountain pose. Take an inhale and exhale. Okay, so now we're going to do a little bit of balancing here. So there's choices, and I'm going to give you all the opportunity to get a chair that has a back. So for me, you'll see me not using the chair because I don't need it, but it's there for those of you who need it. And so we're going to do 2 balancing poses which really work the muscles of the legs, make us strong, but also very, we use strength and we use ease at the same time. So strengthening and also lengthening. So the first one we're going to do, in Ashtanga, I'm just going to show you if you ever wanted to try this at one point, but in Ashtanga, you would bring your toe, your foot up towards your hand. You'd bring your index and middle finger and thumb to grab onto that toe, and you would come up, keeping that hip down. Okay, so that's a lot of work for a lot of people who are just starting out. So what I'm going to suggest is you just breathe, and using your chair as much as you like for your balance. You inhale your knee, left knee up. Exhale the hand towards your shin. Inhale, you rise nice and tall. So again, if you were doing it this way, nice and tall, you would be bringing your nose towards your shin. For us, we can bring our nose towards our knee. Really a lot of work still and burning of the leg that you're standing on. So 1, we do this for 5, big breaths. 2, again, you balance or you hold the chair. 3, and 4, and we wobble in this posture. It's called wobble pose, so that's all fine. 5, or maybe it's not wobble pose, but anyways, we can wobble. Inhale, you rise up. Exhale, you bring that knee out to the side. Again, if you had been doing it using your toe, you would be lengthening by pulling on that toe and pushing on the toe. So it's kind of like 2 opposites, right? And again, we're just using our hand towards our knee. And we want to focus by bringing the focus on the opposite side of the knee. Again, holding chair or not. We do this for 5 and 4, 3 and 2, trying to keep our hips even. 1, and then on an inhale, we bring that knee forward, we kick out, and we can balance here if we like, or we hold our chair. 5 and 4, and if the toe wants to go down, you bring it up. 3 and 2, you can get mad at me later. 1, and we place our leg down, our foot down. Inhale, mountain pose, and exhale. Again, what we do on one side, we do it on the other side. bringing the chair over to the other side, making sure you don't hurt yourselves when you're doing that. Again, you don't need the chair. I'm only showing you how we can find options in any kind of yoga. Okay, so holding chair or not holding chair, and I'm going to simplify it, just the knee. Again, if you want to use toe to fingers, you can do that. Again, just lifting toes to meet fingers. Otherwise, all of us are just going to bring our knee up. Exhale, knee a little closer. Inhale, you breathe nice and tall. Exhale, you bring nose towards your knee. And we stay here, strengthening our legs for 1 and 2, strengthening legs and really augmenting balance. 3 and 4 and 5. Inhale, you rise up. We're really focusing in on here, right? Exhale, you bring that knee out to the side, trying to keep it even. You're really doing a self-study, self-discipline. Nose opposite direction than the knee is on, trying to keep your hips even. So 5 and 4, 3 and 2 and 1. You might even be trembling a little like I am. It's okay. Inhale, knee forward. We kick our toe out and we balance or hold chair. 5 and 4. But if the toe wants to drop, you lift it. 3 and 2. Making nice strong legs. 1 and we drop the foot. We take an inhale and exhale. And our other is going to be tree. So we're going to do it in one way, but there's a few different ways. So first way, again, you can hold chair or not, that's up to you. First one is just simply bringing the left toe towards the right arch. And in doing so, you just stay here and you bring your hands to heart center. Again, you can hold chair at any time, so it's there. If you're going to bring both hands to heart center though, in prayer, fingers pointing towards your chest bone here. And then you're bringing your elbows up, your shoulders are down, your tailbone is tucked in, and your tummy is sucked in, chin is in. So this would be how you would do it. You can also bring the sole of your foot to the inside of the calf, or if you are already knowing you can, because you can't put it on your knee, bringing the heel into the inner thigh, that could be also where you stay. So here we go for 5, 4, 3, focus is always somewhere where you feel comfortable. I find comfortable just looking on the floor ahead of me, about 8-10 feet ahead of me. And then in this one, you can grow your tree if you like, because it is called tree pose. Lifting your hands up. And this is where the trick or fun starts, challenge. You can have a peek at the ceiling. You can close your eyes. That's really tricky. And then bringing your hands to heart center again. And then from here, bringing your knee forward, bringing your foot down, hands to your sides, taking an inhale, exhale, just finding peace. There's no rush. You're not in a fight with anyone, and you're not even in a fight with yourself. You're just non-judgment, right? Patience, trusting, letting go, accepting, attitudes of mindfulness. And so from here again, using chair or not, you get to choose what you want. Either your toe to the inside of your arch, or the foot against your calf, or you bring the heel right into the groin. Can't be putting your foot against your knee, so you got to be careful, one or the other. And then from here, both hands if you want, right, both, or you still have one hand on your chair, bringing one hand towards the heart. But otherwise, elbows come up, shoulders are down, tailbone is down, belly is in, chin is in, and top of your head reaches for the ceiling, and the focus can be on the floor ahead of you, about 8 feet ahead of you. So where are we at? 2 and 3 and 15 and 4 and 5, and on the end part here we grow our tree, just keeping focus still on the ground. And then from here, you can stay where you are, focus on the ground, or you can take a peek, rising your eyes a little higher. That would be a challenge. Closing your eyes, seeing how that feels, just for feeling. And then Bring your hands back to heart center and bringing your knee forward, placing your foot down. There's no rushing in yoga. Taking an inhale in mountain and an exhale. So we finished this portion. And so from here, we're going to start to flow a little bit. We've done this before, so you know what to do. And so you stand near the front of your, I kind of have my mat a little bit far. So standing at the top of your mat, feet are together, and we'll flow. We're moving into chair pose and also into warrior one and warrior two. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, head up only, tabletop. Exhale, big hands, open hands on the floor and come onto hands and knees, tabletop on hands and knees, hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Take an inhale here. Exhale, squeeze the elbows in, come onto your bellies. Inhale, feet press into the floor and shoulders come up into cobra. Exhale, you come back down. I simplified it. Inhale, come up onto tabletop, hands and knees. Curl those toes under the back. Press down into the hands and up onto tiptoes. Curling your tailbone under and reaching for that back wall. Again, bringing your heels towards the floor, looking towards your belly. We're not staying here. Take an inhale, look up. Exhale, a little bend in your knees. Inhale, walk or jump your feet towards the hands. Exhale, you're going to bend the knees and bringing your bum closer towards the floor. Pulling your toes up to make sure that you aren't bringing your knees over your feet, right? So you want to have your knees in line with your toes. Pull your toes up to make sure you're doing that. Bring your palms together in front of you. Shoulders are down. You're going to bring the hands a little higher, maybe looking towards the hands that are raising. You don't have to go very far. You can even keep your hands up forward. But if you want to challenge a little bit, a little higher hands. 3 and 2, this really burns. And 1, but it feels good eventually. Strong legs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, head up, tabletop. Exhale, place the hands on the floor again, onto your hands and knees, tabletop on hands and knees. Take an inhale here. Exhale, squeeze the elbows in, come onto your belly. Inhale, press the feet into the floor. Inhale, cobra up. Exhale, down. Again, simplified. Inhale, up onto all fours. Curl your toes under. Lift yourselves up onto your tiptoes, bringing your heels towards the floor, downward dog. We're not going to stay here. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift our right foot off the floor. You don't have to go very far. You don't have to go all the way up, but you can if you like. But just lifting that right foot off the floor. Then you're going to bring the knee of that leg towards your nose. You're going to look up, place the foot. And from here, you're going to come up. And we're going to begin with a warrior one. So your front knee is bent. Your back leg is straight. You're going to bring palms together just in front of you. Tailbone is under and belly is in. Hands, palms together in front of you. You're going to lift the chin as you lift your fingers pointing towards the ceiling. So your head should be just between your shoulders here, looking towards chin up. You got to be careful with the back of the neck so you don't crunch it. So we're staying here for 5. You bend into that front knee a little bit more. 4, 3, 2, 1. And here you're going to inhale, hands open, palms come down, one hand at the front, one hand at the back. You're going to make your stance wider, so you're going to bring that back foot parallel to the back of your mat. You're going to bend into the front knee, you're going to open the knee, try to be careful not to bring that knee in, open the knee, right, tailbone down, belly is in, chin is in, and you look towards the middle finger of this hand. We're in warrior 2, so here we go. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we windmill the back hand forward to meet the front hand, a little bit twist in the hips here. You're going to bring the hands to frame that front foot on the floor. You're going to drop that back knee. You're going to bring the other knee to meet the other knee, and here's where I like to change it up a little, because I do. Bring your knees out to the side. Toes are together. You're gonna come into a nice child's pose, reaching forward with your hands, pressing down into the floor with your hands, maybe bringing the chin to the floor, pushing back to sit back on your heels, or bring your forehead to the floor. Just breathing here for 5, 4, 3, this really lengthens our spine. 2, you drop your belly and your chest. 1, gives a little break, a little reprieve. And then on an inhale, you rise back up, hands underneath your shoulders, knees together, well not together, but underneath your hips. And now you're gonna curl your toes under again, press down into the floor with your hands, onto your tiptoes, back into a downward dog. Heels are reaching for the floor. We take an inhale here and an exhale. And now we're going to do it on the other side. You're going to lift the left foot off the floor. Okay, you just don't have to go so high, but you can if you want, just for fun. Otherwise, just lifting that foot off the floor. And now you're going to bring the left knee towards your nose. You're going to look up, step that foot down, and now you're going to rise up. So back foot is about a 45-degree angle. Nice long leg, bending into that front knee, scooching that tailbone under, belly is in. Hands, palms come together in front of you. And from here, you're going to tilt your chin up again, bringing your fingers to point towards the ceiling, having your head between your shoulders here, looking towards the ceiling, being careful with the back of your neck. So here you bend into that front knee for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you open your arms out, palms are facing down, shoulders are down. You're going to open that back leg to be a little bit wider. Back foot is now parallel to the back of your mat. Front foot is pointing forward. You bend into that front knee and you open the knee. Be careful not to bring that in. Open the knee. Tailbone is down, belly is in. Again, palms are down. Looking towards your middle finger, chin is in. Shoulders are down. 5, warrior 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back hand comes to meet the front hand. You adjust your hips so they're facing forward. You frame your front foot on the floor. You drop your back knee, bringing the other knee to meet the other knee. Again, open those knees out to the outside of your mat. Toes are together at the back. Nice child's pose once again because it feels so good. Reaching forward with your hands and forehead to the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2. It's a passive child's pose. We're not putting much effort here, just enjoying. Inhale, you come up, and from here we immediately sit on our bum. So now, we finished standing for now. Well, pretty much for the rest. So now we're sitting, forward fold, sitting forward fold. So for this one, it would be like the standing forward fold, but we're on the floor, so forward fold, sitting forward fold. I like to bring one cheek back and then the other cheek back, and what I find is I can stand up, sit up nice and straight when I do that. So now my feet, toes are pointing towards the ceiling. My legs are activated. I should be able to see my quads nice and lit up. My bum is reaching for the floor. My feet are reaching for the floor. Like I got roots underneath all this. My legs are pressing into the floor. My hands come beside my hips, press into the floor. Okay, I take an inhale, nice and strong. Everything's really, really strong. And I bring my chin to my chest and I'm really pressing the back side into the floor as I take 5 breaths, including my hands. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, my chin rises, and this is where I do my forward fold. So my back is nice and long. I don't cave in. I keep myself high, tall, long as I come forward. Now it's up to you. Where your flexibility will be is where you will stop. So either you just come a little bit forward and you're just holding on to your knees or tops of underneath your knees. Maybe you're holding on to your calves. Maybe you're holding on to your ankles. Maybe you're holding on to your feet. Maybe you're holding on to your toes with index finger, middle finger, and thumb. I'm going to do that one because that's what I like to do. So here we go. We inhale and we're tall, nice and tall standing, sitting. And then you exhale, you bring yourselves closer towards your leg, right? So inhale is to lengthen. Exhale is to bring forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull. Inhale, lengthen. You can still be up here. It doesn't matter. The idea is to lengthen and pull. Lengthen. Inhale, pull. Last one. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull. And then from here, you're going to let go of all effort. So if you were up here, just let your elbows come towards your legs. Droop your head. And if you were already nice and hanging out, you just no more effort. Just gravity takes hold and you just hang out for 5 and 4, 3, 2, 1. And on an inhale, you rise up. Exhale, you're going to bring your ankles together. Inhale, you're going to come forward and bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Exhale, you're going to come up into a plank. You're going to inhale here. Exhale, you're going to drop the knees, drop the chest. Inhale, you're going to come up into cobra, but this time come up even further, dropping your knees, coming back, curling those toes under and coming into a downward dog. A bit of a vinyasa, chaturanga. And then from here, you inhale your head up, look up, exhale a little bend in your knees, and you come to be seated. Got 2 more to go. So you're going to bend the knees, soles of the feet on the floor. Nice and tall you go. You're going to bring your fingers, hands behind you with the fingers pointing towards your butt, maybe a foot behind you. And you're going to choose. You got choices, options. First choice, just lift bum off floor. That's it. It's beautiful. Or you're going to bring it up, all the way up. Great. Or you're going to bring your legs out. Now you get to choose which one you want. Butt up, bum all the way up, looking towards your knees, or legs out. But you choose one right now, so go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Drop bum. Again, cross ankles. Come forward on an exhale, bringing hands under your shoulders. Inhale yourselves up into a plank. Exhale, drop your knees, come down to your chest. Inhale, cobra, all the way up and onto your hands and knees, curling your toes under, pressing into your hands, up onto tiptoes, reaching heels towards floor, downward dog, look towards belly. We don't stay here. We take an inhale, we look up gentle. Little bend in our knees and we come to be seated. Last one, pièce de résistance. Okay, here we go. So this is to work our core, and we have choices again. First choice is to bring your toes to the floor, just lifting your heels up off the floor, hands towards sides, chin is in, you're looking forward. Okay, so this is perfect for our boat asana. Otherwise, you bring your feet up parallel. Again, perfect. Or if you want, you bring your toes up, and this is where you go. You choose, which one do you want? Heels up, feet parallel, or legs parallel, or all the way up. Choose one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross your ankles, hands beside your hips, drop your feet, lift bum up, drop bum down. Again, choose which one. Heels up, legs parallel, feet up. Choose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross your ankles, hands beside your hips. Lift, bum up, drop, bum down. It's the last one. Choose immediately which one you want. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe you give it a nice little hug. Cross your ankles. Hands beside your hips. Lift hips up. Drop hips down. Last vinyasa. Last chaturanga. Come forward. Hands under your shoulders. Nice plank as you inhale. Exhale. Drop the knees. Drop the chest. Inhale. Press the feet into the floor. Cobra. All the way up. Tabletop. Going into a downward dog. Into downward dog. We go. Not staying here. Take an inhale. Look up. Exhale. Bend in your knees. And you come to seated. So this is the last one. I guess this is the pièce de résistance. This is the breathing. We always finish with a little meditation, a little breath work in yoga. So we're sitting nice and happy that we've done such great work, but we're not finished because breathing, we put focus into that. So the first breathing exercise we're going to do, it actually uses our block. Again, for sitting, we choose what feels okay for us. You could be easy pose. You could be sitting in a very meditational kind of stance. You could also be stacking your feet. So you choose which one works for you. I think I'll stack. Now, you have your block here. It's going to be helping us bringing our forehead to the floor. So we don't have all the same flexibility. So using your block, you can bring your forehead to that block. Whichever, way that you might need to explore that for yourself. And if you don't need the block, that means you can bring your forehead to the floor without lifting your butt from the floor. So that's the other important part, is your butt needs to be there. So choosing the one that you need to do, you got your block there. The next part is your hands. You want to clasp the hands behind your back, or you want to clasp your forearms, or you want to clasp your elbows. You choose what works for you. I like my elbows. So you take an inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, you bow forward, getting your forehead on that block or forehead on the floor. Big breaths right into our root chakra, right into our bellies. No rushing. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale up. We're going to do some Kegels here. It's good to be doing some Kegels because it's healthy. Internal muscles, external muscles. Kegels are when we would be stopping our pee, so we'd be breathing it in, right? So lifting our pelvic floor up. So on this one, on an inhale, you soften your belly and soften your pelvic floor. And on the exhale, you lift your pelvic floor up. So Kegels, right? So inhale, soften. Exhale, lift. So here we go. Inhale, soften. Exhale, lift. 2. 3. Inhale, soften. Exhale, lift. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And this 10th one you're going to hold up. Hold it up. So now you're going to take a breath, but you keep your Kegel. 1,
2, 3, let's go for one more, 4, and on your inhale, loosen your pelvic floor, and exhale. And this is going to be our last one. You can opt out if you want. But we're going to try to lift our bum and legs up, which is pretty hard because you've got to be doing it in lotus for it to be kind of quasi okay. But I'm not going to do lotus with you because I'm not with you and it can be dangerous. We can hurt our knees. So what we're going to do is we're just going to place our hands beside our bum on the floor. And whichever way you had your legs, you try to lift your butt and your legs at the same time. They'll droop and it won't go very far, but we'll do it for 10 fast breaths. So here we go. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We put a smile on our face. 9, 10, and we drop our bum to the floor. So this is the last one. It's relaxation, Shavasana, but I'm going to do something a little different, which I think I've been doing with many of you. So again, either you have a block or a big pillow or something. You're going to come to lie on your back with your knees bent. You're going to want to take that block and place it under that big bone that goes from one hip to the other. We call it the sacral bone. Okay, so it should be nice and solid where you are. Tops of your hands come to the floor. Palms of your hands are facing the ceiling. And here, there's 2 options. The first option is just to stay like this, really loosen the pelvic floor. So you just have very, very soft pelvis. All of the pelvic floor is just released. Opportunity to let go of a lot of the stress we hold in that region, a lot of the tension that we have going on down there. It's really, really softening that area. That's option 1. Option 2 is to lift one foot facing towards the ceiling, maybe lifting the other foot. There's actually 3 options. This is quite lovely. It slows down and calms the central nervous system by having your feet higher than the heart like this. It slows you down. And another one is maybe a shoulder stand, which would be to bring your hips up, holding the back of your hips. But the important part here is not to put any weight on the back of your neck. So you have to put weight on your head, on your shoulders, and on your elbows, right? So elbows and shoulders and the back of your head. So again, slowing down our central nervous system. This is what we're doing here, just allowing ourselves to relax. So for those of you who were just using the feet up, again, this is a beautiful option. Breathing in and out here. Feeling some tingling in your feet, maybe a little energy vibing through the legs, pulsating through the legs. And again, another one was to simply keep the soles of your feet on the floor and just soften the whole pelvic area. You know that you're doing it right if you hit the bum here, and your bum should be soft. So there's no tension here, just very soft. So when we work at yoga, bringing ourselves together, through breath and through focus and through movement, it's nice to have a little reward at the end, which is to do nothing. To sort of sink into something, sink into the support of a block. Another beautiful one, which I guess I could do with you right now, would be to bring your feet together. So putting the soles of your feet together, your knees fall to the side. Again, hands out to the sides, just allowing for the weight of your knees to come towards the floor. And we hold a lot of tension in our hips, so this is a hip opener near the end is always quite nice. Breathing in and out. And for those of you who maybe also like child's pose, maybe this is a nice one too. Bringing your hands to the insides of your soles. Just enjoying a little bit of side to side in a child's pose. Not a child's pose, happy baby, sorry. How could I not get this one right? Happy baby. It's what babies do. But it's nice. And also for those of you who just like Shavasana,
lengthening your legs on the floor. Just the opportunity to sort of let go. I'm just going to do this for about 30 seconds. And then from there you can bend the knees up, maybe roll towards one side. A little fetus position here for just a few seconds. As you come to seat, to be seated. Lately I've been sometimes giving chocolates at the end of my session, which has been fun. So I actually got myself a little piece of salty dog bite. So I'm going to invite you to go get your little treat and to enjoy it at the end by a nice little bite, a nice little reward. And I did find, I guess, a poem, and I was going to do a reading, but I forgot my reading at work. So I had one that was called I Worried, and there's another one that's called Of Earth and Sky. So I might go for the Of Earth and Sky. So I'll read this and you can do whatever you want. You can pause me, you can shut me off, but I'll read it. Of Earth and Sky. Let me tell you about the ancestors, she said to me as I sat and relaxed myself into Grandma's lap. She was sharp, and even in her old age, her memory could search into the far reaches of the past. I can't stay up too late, not like I used to, she said. And then she proceeded to tell me tales of greats and great-greats who did some great and not so great things. Our family tree is filled with triumph and struggle. The imperfections make it beautiful. They're all just human, you know, just like you. She poked her frail finger into the flesh of my pectoral. My kin of the earth, the humus, yet filled with the breath of God. God, whatever you think. Good orderly direction, generator, organizer, destroyer of all things, higher power, creator, source. Is this not what it means to be Adam? They're all human, you know, just like you. So never forget who you come from, she said, before calling it a night. Her words implied that this sort of remembrance would keep me going. Soaring high when they try to keep me down, I won't forget that I am of earth and sky. Kind of touched me. I like it. Anyway, I did it. And so, miigwech, for those of you that resonate with that. Au revoir, for those of you who resonate with that. Goodbye. We'll see you again. Hopefully you press play again tomorrow and practice this every day. And then the spirit of me recognizes the spirit in you. And so I say namaste. Beautiful way of finishing yoga practice. So thank you. I have to go and turn myself off because I don't have a recorder with me. It was really nice. I'm glad I got her done. And you guys will have to let me know and tell me if it was a yay or a nay. Okay, namaste. Thank you.